I am Dana Smith, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Universal Consciousness with Dana. I am so glad you have joined us tonight. On this channel here, we get to talk about all things pertaining to the spiritual nature. You can join in the conversation, or you can just listen in. We appreciate you either way. Today, my guest is Karyn Cain. She is a spiritual practitioner, a transformational coach, and she's also the founder of Believe in Humans. Thank you so much for joining us today, Karyn. How are you?
You're welcome. It is a pleasure being here. I'm well. I love summer.
Good, good. My favorite time of the year, too. We didn't expect our summer to be like this, but
Oh.
but it's still summer.
Still summer. A little different, still summer.
Exactly. So today, we want to talk a little bit about the art of manifestation. Now, I know that you are a spiritual practitioner. You practice a lot of things. What do you think about the art of manifestation?
So I love the art of manifestation. In my opinion, I've definitely worked daily to manifest things in my life, and to the point where it's almost a game and a challenge. Well, it is. It's a game for me and a challenge for me to really see the principles and the art. So I call it art because it's years ago. I'll just share with you a little story. Years ago, when I became a health and fitness coach, I also had I had a coach that was more like a therapist at the time. This was year 2013, so 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this person recommended I watch the movie, The Law of Attraction. And I watched it, and I definitely took it in, but I didn't, not sure I believed in it, but I wanted to believe in it.
Uh-huh.
I wanted what these people were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I found it very interesting.
So how did you go about making that happen if it's what you wanted, you know?
Right. Well, right. So there you go. I wanted that, right? So
Okay.
how do I learn this thing that they're talking about, this law of attraction? What does that mean? And, back then I wasn't a spiritual I don't even think I was doing anything spiritual at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was the time where I did find around the same time. So everything happened around the same time for me, where my life changed. New things were coming into my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this spiritual center that resonated with me, and we're connected to. That's how I know each other.
Right.
Is through the spiritual center. And we, so then I really tuned in, and I really liked what they were saying here at the spiritual center. And that was it. It was like I went home. I found my home. And so I would go every week, and then I was learning more and getting more interested, started taking spiritual classes. And then I started learning more and more about the principles and spiritual truths and the universe, God, energy. And I was like, wait, this is nothing that I knew when I grew up. This makes some sense to me. And then I started, really just curious. It's curiosity. And I wanted more out of life. And all those people in the law of attraction, those people they're doing well.
Yes, they are.
Happy lives. They have a lot of money.
Yes.
And so that was appealing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to be happy. I wasn't at a good place at that time, and I know, we don't have time to go into my full story, but my full story is I am in sobriety. So it took me a long time, many years, 45 years, to actually commit to being sober. and really moving forward and changing my life completely. But so plugging into spirituality, implementing a book was suggested, E squared, which is a bunch of experiments,
By
right?
Pam Grout, right?
Yeah.
I love that book.
Right. So the whole concept is, oh, well, if you want to see how this energy works, manifestation works, how you can utilize your thoughts and your mind, okay, so read this book and do these experiments. And I did, and I couldn't believe what was happening. So the whole concept of the book is you prove it. Can you make these things happen that you're thinking, that you're reading, whatever the experiment it is, okay? Right. So maybe it's, I forgot, like see 11 purple butterflies and whatever it is.
That's it.
48 hours or something like that. And so that made me think, okay, this is pretty cool. This is some good stuff here. And so I've just been utilizing this concept and also studying spirituality. So practitioner studies, you're diving into that, and how you can really put your thoughts into the law, into this medium, and there's like the universe has ears, as Reverend Margaret Pelagie, great quote that I love of hers. The universe has ears, okay? So whatever you say out there into the universe, that's what's going to come back to you. And I've proven this time and time and time again. The more positive thinking, the more things I believe can happen, for amount of faith. So as you know, we need faith.
Yes, absolutely.
I did not have faith before I started getting spiritual. I did not have faith.
But we all have to start somewhere.
We do. Yeah, right?
And it's funny. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And it's funny how you're talking about the universe have ears and listens. I purposely named my channel Universal Consciousness because the universe is always listening and watching, and it only feeds us back what we put out.
Exactly. Yeah. Right, exactly. Perfect. Right on point. That's exactly what I believe. So yes, same thing. So of course there's no accidents, no coincidences that here I am on your show talking about this. Exactly what your channel is. So I mean, it's a beautiful thing. We attract what we are. We attract what we are. We attract what we say. We attract what we believe. Our lives become whatever we're speaking, whatever we're thinking. So that is the other thing. So going back to watching that movie, I didn't have the skills. So it's learned skills and practice. This is not something that you watch that movie and you're like, oh, I can manifest. I'm rich now. I'm this and this and this, and now I'm, I have everything I've ever dreamed of.
Yeah, but the nice thing that you did notice was that when you watched that movie, things started coming to you differently because your thoughts started changing. And so thoughts or things is the principle behind the law of attraction, because the law of attraction is the scientific way that it actually works. So that's what you was doing unbeknownst to you at that time.
Exactly. You're right. Completely right.
Yes.
Right. So it's all like, it all lines up. And it's to the point where today, to the point where like my son and I teach my son also. So 2 years ago, we both intertwined this crazy manifestation of two things that we wanted. We worked together. We shared money and we shared kind of, and within, we watched the magic. Like I wrote it down. I had dates in the book. I had things that were, we were speaking into the universe. We were planning it out, how we wanted to go, what he wanted, how we're going to do it. And we managed to like manifest this double whammy. Both of us got what we wanted, and they were pretty big things. And so I think after he saw that happen, he was like, wait a minute, she might be onto something. Even though he's a teenager, he doesn't necessarily want to hear all my stuff. But when things happen like that for him to his advantage and he sees it work,
Exactly.
So that's exactly when it comes into your consciousness, then you become more aware of it. The more aware of it, the higher you lift your vibration, the more energy that you have to work with.
Awesome. Absolutely right.
Right. So, and then just for example, so let me give you an example today. I was with two little girls and we were walking in the park and we sat down on a bench and we had a scavenger hunt with us. So we had a list of things what we were trying to find.
Okay.
Kind of like that experiment, right?
Right. Yeah.
Hey, we're going to try to find these things today. So we go out with the list and one of them, we crossing a few off, but one of them was a little challenging. It was just to find a fish. And the water was kind of mucky. It seemed like not the day before we saw clear water and there was all these fish. But today we went to a different place. The water wasn't clear. And I was like, wow, how are we going to find this? How are we going to find this fish today? I don't know how we're going to find this fish. But I did see fish jumping. So we sat on a bench, had a snack. We were watching younger kids fish.
Okay.
And I was talking kind of out loud. I said, you know, there's this jumping. I think there must be a fish over there. And then it happened again. And I said to them, it's got to be a fish over there. And I think the one boy heard me. And he wasn't even that close to us, but I talk loud and I think he knew what we were doing. He knew we were looking for certain things. And he went over to where kind of that area was where I said I saw the fish jump. And he's fishing. And sure enough, I see kind of his rod go in. I said, I think he got something. And it was right where I saw. And it was right in front of us, basically, like a little ring. And sure enough, what does he get? He catches a fish.
Wow.
We saw the fish. Yeah, boom.
Wow.
Boom.
So you actually completed that experiment.
Total. Right. Yeah. I mean, right. And I literally, and I guess I was also, I kept talking. I was actually talking it out loud. Sorry, I'm leaving some crucial pieces out. But as I said, you know, if he's over there, he could catch that fish that I keep seeing jump over there. And so the whole thing, I was speaking it out into the universe. I said, you know, I think there's probably a fish jumping over there. And then it happened again. There's a fish over there. And then I said, we're looking for a fish. And so he knew all these things I put out there into the universe. And he was like, well, here you go. Boom. Here's the fish. Cross it off your list.
Awesome. Awesome. The art of manifestation.
Yeah, right? So like little things like that I use daily. And it doesn't always, you know, okay, so then lastly, I don't know how much time we have, but lastly, it's not just a thought or speaking it up. Okay, so we can't just say, oh, he's gonna catch a fish, and I'm gonna say it all wishy-washy with no conviction, no power behind it. So when I speak it, I feel, okay, this can totally happen, and I believe it, and I feel it in my whole gut that this is possible, and why not? And totally can happen. I believe it because anything can happen.
Absolutely.
So it's the feeling behind what you want. Now that is the art.
Absolutely right. That's the whole key. Yes. Because of that vibrational energy, bring you closer to what you want.
Right. Like, hey, why can't this guy right here catch that fish that I just saw? And yes, absolutely, that can happen. I believe it, and I'm going to cross it off my list. And yes, let's do this, universe. Let's do it.
Awesome, Karen. I love it.
It also brings in the oneness, you know, the collective of that kid also kind of heard. He knew we were looking for a frog, so he heard. But I was talking, even though I wasn't talking to him, he kind of heard it, even though he wasn't even that close to us. So
that's the other thing. And that is the other thing about manifestation. Once we put it out there and create that feeling for what we want, we don't always know the how. The universe just have a way to bring in things together to complete our desired outcome.
Exactly. I
So the
like
only thing we have to do is hold that vision, hold the feeling, and just continue toward it. And everything else will work itself out.
yeah, it's amazing. It is
Yeah.
it is a magical manifestation art.
It's the law. It's the spiritual law.
The spiritual
The
law.
law, spiritual law.
You must say that spiritual
Yes, absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah. So it's fun.
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
is so great. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing this chat, because we just like to have chats here at Universal Consciousness that is very vibrational, high lifting, and spiritual. So I appreciate you, and I hope you come to have another chat with us soon. The Art of
Absolutely.
Manifestation with Karyn Cain.
So much fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Talk soon. Be
Have a
blessed.
good day.
Bye-bye.